I hate videos. Now, you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here? Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in the world today. I apologize for starting a little bit late. I've had some technical difficulties, but we're up and running. And yes, everything is taking place on LinkedIn Live and YouTube Live. You registered for this event through Eventbrite, and you should have received a message from Eventbrite letting you know that this is where it's happening. So, if you and I haven't met yet, my name is Ingor, and I'm recognized as a networking ninja. I help manufacturers and entrepreneurs develop a LinkedIn strategy so that they can stand out and connect with their ideal community. If you're watching live, please drop me a comment and let me know who you are and where you're tuning in from. I'd love to be able to acknowledge you. Also, if you're watching live and you haven't connected with each other, please go ahead and do so. That is part of what we're going to be talking about today, which is networking and specifically leveraging LinkedIn to network. Um, if you watched my intro video, you will have seen a word that is not very well known to people in the Western world, especially if you haven't been part of my community. And that word is Ubuntu. I'll talk about Ubuntu a little bit later on in my presentation, but please, if you're watching live, can you let me know where you're tuning in from, and what is your experience with LinkedIn? Um, Today is just going to be a brief introduction to why we should leverage LinkedIn as manufacturers. And we will be doing some deep diving next week with regards to my 3-step process, which is connect, communicate, and collaborate. I'm going to go over to the comments. Hello to you, Katie. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And Karen says, greetings from the piney woods of East Texas. Awesome. Nice to see you here. I see some questions going. I hope I've answered your questions with regards to Eventbrite, Zoom link, the Zoom link, and the LinkedIn link, and the YouTube link. Just to clarify, this is not taking place in Zoom. It is live on LinkedIn as well as YouTube on my channel, which is Inspiration from Ingor. So I see some back and forth about that. So hello to you, Katie, Karen, and Whitney. I'm just looking at. Yes, I'm here, present and accounted for. Hello, Whitney. Thank you. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Real life stuff. Yes, real life stuff. Real life happens. It does. So I see you say that you see my video. So awesome. Karen, can you let me know that everything's okay on your end? It doesn't keep looping back. So it may be your computer. And John too. Can you guys let me know if you can see me and if everything is kosher with my video? Just seeing the comments that's going back and forth. Hi, John. Thank you for being here. Uh, I love to see all the networking going on in the comments. This is my favorite. And Karen, thank you. She says coming in from the Piney Woods of East Texas. Hello, y'all. So just as an FYI, if LinkedIn is glitching, LinkedIn may be glitching, so it may be better to go onto YouTube. So I actually, Whitney, yes, I see some. I see Whitney is tuned in on YouTube, so YouTube will definitely be better, and also there is a bit of a delay always on LinkedIn. Um, but let me know that everything is okay before I start diving into the topic. I will wait to hear from you guys, and then I'm also going to share. My YouTube channel is just inspiration from Ingor. So you don't, if you haven't rung my bell yet, please do that. Um, it would be awesome to have you as a subscriber. But let me know if everything is all good on this side. Oh, thank you, Whitney. I was just copying my YouTube link. So Whitney commented and shared the YouTube link. So if you are watching, you can click on that and watch it on YouTube. Definitely, it'll be better on there. Good morning to you, King of Process. Nice to see you here. Thank you for being here. And Whitney, who is also watching on behalf of Welker, says she's in Sugarland, Texas. I just love to read that. Hello, Stacy. Thank you for tuning in. I see. So there is an issue with video on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is acting up. I'm sorry. So thank you for moving over to YouTube. Hello, Chrysler Club. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you rang my bell. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you. I will do the same when I'm done here. Katie also says YouTube works better. This has been happening lately on LinkedIn. Yes, it has. I'm not certain why. I think maybe we're all just jumping on the LinkedIn Live bandwagon. So, and the Chrysler Club is joining in from sunny Michigan. So not too far from us. And John, thank you, John, for being there, for joining in. Nice to see you. Okay. Woo! We're here. We're live. And you guys are on YouTube. So thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you. Let's get started. I have a special surprise. Someone that is my friend and has really stepped up his game on LinkedIn, and he's going to be coming on a little bit later on and sharing a little bit about what's happening on his end. And I'm clicking my computer, guys, because I want to send you this special guest. I'm sending you a link shortly. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to send you the link to your LinkedIn special guest. So looking forward to that. Oh, I apologize, Karen. I see your message on in my DMs. But we're all here, all accounted for. So I'm happy to get started. Okay. I know, right? Okay. Hello to you, MD Alamin. He says, can you tell me which is the topic today? So the topic is leveraging LinkedIn. I will put it back up over here So this is the topic, and I will be doing a 4-part series on this. So every Wednesday for the month of October, in celebration of Manufacturing Month, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going live and talking about this specific topic. So if you can register, you'll see the link. You can register and check it out. Okay, guys, let's get started. Welcome to the M&I University course, Leveraging LinkedIn. And before I actually move forward, I'd like to give a nod to our awesome friends at M&I, Manufacturers News Inc. Thank you for putting together M&I University and making this content available to us. It is amazing that we can participate and share our knowledge with each other. And also, for those that are participating, that are attending these sessions, we hope that it will allow you to level up and expand and get out of your comfort zone, right? So, again, leveraging LinkedIn with me is taking place every Wednesday in the month of October in celebration of Manufacturing Month at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, please make sure that you come and check out what we're talking about. Um, let's go for some introductions. If you can please drop me a comment and let me know what you do. Um, let's introduce ourselves. I've already told you who I am, what I do. So drop me a comment and let me know what you do. I'm going to go into the comments. Oh gosh. I love it. John is smiling, and Whitney and Welker is clapping. So, yes, please drop me a comment. Let me know um, what you do, and let's move from there. So, in the meantime, I'll let you know who I am. So, I am Ingor van Roy. I'm a wife, a mom of 3 girls. I'm a lover of people. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm known as the Networking Ninja. I'm the CEO and founder of We Got This Admin, a coach, a speaker, a published author, a live show host, a podcast host, an executive board member for a nonprofit organization. I'm a period poverty advocate. I'm also a LinkedIn enthusiast, and that is why I'm here today. Um, yes, that's a lot, but I will say there's more. There's more to me, but I won't share it all. Um, we've all heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, by Jim Rohn. And while that is true to a certain extent, I believe bigger than that. So, what makes me tick? I believe in Ubuntu. Ubuntu is an ancient African principle, and it means I am because we are. I've learned so much from the people in my circle as well as all my experiences in life. And this is why I embrace this principle. So, this is why I'm here to teach you how to build your ideal community through LinkedIn. And how do we do that? We first set our foundation. With any house, with anything, there is a foundation to it. And we set our foundation, which I'll talk about next week. And then we use and embrace my 3 simple steps, which are connect, communicate, collaborate. So here's what you can expect from these sessions. October 5th, which is today, is day 1, and we are talking about the introduction to the series and why you should embrace LinkedIn. Next week, which is October 12th, Day two, we'll be speaking about the foundation that goes into LinkedIn as well as connecting. October 19th, which is day three, we'll be speaking about communicating on LinkedIn. And October 26th, which is day four, we will be talking about collaboration on LinkedIn. So let's get started with today, which is the introduction and why we should be embracing LinkedIn. If you're watching live, can you drop me a comment and let me know what your thoughts are on embracing LinkedIn? By the way, guys, I see that there are quite a few of you watching live. Um, I wanted to be able to acknowledge you and what you do, but I haven't received a response to my question. So drop me a comment. Let me know what you do. And I would like to show you that regardless of what you do need LinkedIn. Um, Through LinkedIn, I have learned so much. Okay, I see somebody has commented, so awesome. Let me acknowledge your comment. One second. So Alice found Wonderland. Alice found Wonderland. Can you please let me know your name? But you say that you are a Salesforce and Pardo admin for a commercial industrial boiler manufacturer, a van life enthusiast, and a dog mom to three rescue dogs, a tortoise, and she truly believes BBRB because boilers are beautiful. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Okay, Chrysler Club says we help operations leaders create systems that free them to drive growth and operate with excellence. I do know you at the Chrysler Club, you embrace LinkedIn. So it's awesome. It's awesome to see. And yes, Katie, the manufacturing hype girl, can you tell us what you do, please? I know you hype manufacturing, and I can see my guest is smiling in the background. Drop me a comment and let me know what you do. But regardless of who you are and what you do, you need LinkedIn for sure. Alice says, yes, I have a self converted cargo van for our camping adventures. Oh my gosh, me and my pack. You'll need to share some pictures with us at some point, please. Alice, can you tell me your name? And Katie, the manufacturing hype girl, says, I connect buyers and sellers in the industrial world. I talk about manufacturing and rocks. Awesome. I love to see that. Katie says, we are going to have to connect, Alice. Yes, I figured you would say that. Alice says, embracing LinkedIn can be a little intimidating at times, mostly not knowing where to start. Exactly. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you, to hold your hand and help you navigate this space. So awesome to see. And I want to move on to the presentation because guess what, guys? We're already 25 minutes past 11. And I want to be cognizant of your time. So let's go and start on talking about why we should embrace LinkedIn. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the comments. I apologize for laughing, but I see Katie's comment. Um, and she's apologizing to me too. Anyway, so LinkedIn is used all over the world. It is the most trusted social media platform, especially in North America. There are over 800 million users on LinkedIn. And this is something that's really important. 80% of LinkedIn users are decision makers, so CEOs and C-level executives, really. Um, that's one of the reasons why it's so important. And on LinkedIn, there are over 55 million companies. So Why should manufacturers care? What do you think? Can you drop me a comment and let me know what your thoughts are? Why should manufacturers care about LinkedIn? Yesterday, I had a wonderful, should I roll my eyes while I say this? A wonderful experience. I went to a trade show and wow. I walked up to some booths and I introduced myself. Just, hello, I'm Ingor. That's it. And I wanted to learn more about them. So they told me, mostly they told me what they do, how they are in this manufacturing sector. We talked about the trade show itself, which was very quiet. Um, we also spoke about other trade shows that are good to attend within Canada. And then they asked me what I do. As soon as I told them, many people actually became dismissive. Um, I wasn't there to sell. I was there to learn about them and really understand my customers, right? I didn't want to sell. And the thing is, if they really understood the concept of LinkedIn and really the concept of networking, they wouldn't have dismissed me. Do you know what networking is? That's what I should have asked them. I didn't. I thought, okay, well, let me just slink away right here. But, something that's so important that we need to keep top of mind is this. Here's a quote by Michelle Janae, and it says, networking is not about just connecting people. It's about connecting people with people, people with ideas, and people with opportunities. And I really firmly believe this because if it wasn't for networking, I wouldn't be on screen right now. I wouldn't have started a show. I wouldn't be in manufacturing, right? Ask Katie. Not even long ago, she said to me, Inga, you should be in manufacturing. And I was like, no, I'm not an engineer. What the heck am I going to do in manufacturing? And I think so many people think that when it comes to manufacturing, they're not an expert. So why should they even try? And Katie and Gail and David and Whitney and John, all of you have helped me see that there is a space here for me. But if it wasn't for networking, I never would be here. If it wasn't for networking, I wouldn't be teaching this class. Right? Like that's what people need. You cannot lose sight of that. It's not just, you don't just network so that you can sell to somebody. Yes, maybe I wouldn't buy their solution, I wouldn't buy their product, but I know a lot of manufacturers now. I'm part of this community and I could have connected them with some, but they dismissed me. So, anyway, that's okay. Let's see what Katie has to say. She says, you have to tell them what you do doesn't matter. What matters is what they do and how you can help. Wow. I'll try that next time, I guess. I didn't really go into what I do, just when they asked me, but that's okay. Welker, which is Whitney, says, thanks. Credit goes to Polly Rose. She made this point in an industrial marketers live session recently. It's a great way for manufacturers to think LinkedIn in a new way. Yes. Alice says, do you think the dismissal is because of the term social media? Maybe. But to be honest with you, manufacturers used to mainly network at trade shows. And to me, if yesterday was anything to go by, trade shows are becoming more and more quiet. And they should actually do, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, let me say, I believe that, just like we in the world today, because we were propelled into this online world, there's no going back. Yes, people want to go back to the office, but now a lot of companies, or should I say, most companies, are offering something called a hybrid model. I think networking should be done through a hybrid model as well. Many people, yes, we dismiss social media, but um, a hybrid model is definitely necessary. Oh, wow. Welker says, I know that has been a hurdle for us internally. Wow. And she says, thank you, Whitney. She says, they keep equating social media with Facebook. Yes, I know. And also there's also this misconception that, LinkedIn is a professional network. You have to knot your tie and put on your suit when you go on LinkedIn. And my guest here today is going to help me dispel that myth, because if you see his title, you'll know. One more thing. Alice says, would digital networking platform help counteract the negative connotation? Um, yes, but it's difficult because I think, when it comes to manufacturers, moving over to a digital networking platform was something that they did under duress. So it may be difficult to counteract or dispel that negative connotation. Anyway, let's just go back to my presentation. I want to finish it so that I can bring my guest on, because I see him nodding emphatically in there. So okay, so why should manufacturers care about those stats that I just displayed? Um, so number one is 68% of B2B customers do research online before they even entertain a hello from you. They search who you are first. They want to know who you are, what you do, and really why you're coming into their DMs, right? So 68% of B2B customers do research online. And really, even if they don't meet you on LinkedIn, they can find you. Even if you don't reach out to them on LinkedIn, think about it like this. If they need a solution for a problem that they have, the first thing that we as human beings in the year 2022 do is to search for something. That's what we do. So 68% of B2B customers do research online. And guess what? If you have a LinkedIn profile, it is pulled by Google search. I I was laughing about this a few weeks ago, because I was looking for something. I was making application for work, and I thought to myself, why am I just getting crickets? Why are people not reaching out to me and responding to my application? And I was just looking for something part-time. And something said to me, go and search your name on LinkedIn. And I was blown away at my digital footprint. That is really true. Like, so when you Google yourself, the first thing that pops up is a LinkedIn profile if you have one. So think about it. Anyway, and one other thing, when it comes to LinkedIn, if you share content, you have to know this. Only 1% of LinkedIn users share content. 1% of 800 million people. 1%. That's still a lot, but that means you stand out. And when it comes to manufacturing, I will tell you that many people in the manufacturing world don't share content at all. So imagine how much you will stand out if you share content in the manufacturing world on LinkedIn. Think about that. Okay, guys, that's all that I have to say. I want to go to the comments and then you please drop me some questions. Um, and let's see what kind of questions you have. But I want to look at what Whitney Walker Inc. says. For some, it might. We had someone similar to Inga do a kind of breakdown of LinkedIn for business. I thought for sure they would get it, but it did not make a difference, unfortunately. That's too bad. And then she also goes on to say, I'd love to talk to you more outside of the session about my experience. Awesome. I love to see this. Katie says, facts are manufacturers need to be where their customers are. They are on LinkedIn, among other places. Exactly. Exactly. So if you have any comments for us, please drop them. Any questions, please drop them in the comments. And I'd like to bring on my friend. Oh, hello to you, Russ Hedge. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Nice to see you. Um, hello, my friend. I'm going to change the layout so we can see you better. Everybody, this is John. He is amazing. Um, and I'll let him tell you why I say that.
Oh my goodness. I've been laughing and smiling behind the scenes the entire time. Like it just well, first there was just panic because I was like, LinkedIn's glitching. I didn't get a message from you. I didn't know if I was a special guest. And I was like, is this really happening? And I'm like, I think it is. Ingor's gonna come through. No, but Ingrid, this is fantastic. And
Thank you.
everyone's going up for you and the comments and yeah, everyone's kind of preaching to the choir a little bit. So for those, like you said, that haven't met me, I'm John Maglino. I'm a professional dad and marketer. Done. I don't want to tell you where I work. I don't want to tell you anything further than that. My whole idea and everything I've been doing in 22 is being more social on social by just engaging, being more consistent with what I'm doing. My hashtag Hunt Relationships kind of came out of nowhere at a networking event with a mutual connection of ours, and that's all I'm doing. Is I'm showing up. I'm where I need to be for my customers, for my community, for my friends, for my family, and that's it. And when I show up, you're gonna get transparency. You're gonna get honesty, and you're going to get hit between the eyes. And if you don't like it, I'll give you a little bit of time to understand it. But in the end, it's going to be the truth. The facts you've mentioned earlier, think about your LinkedIn feed and think about the 1%. And sometimes you want more people to engage because you're just tired of seeing the same 1% of people, right? It's the same nonsense. And then for manufacturers, being that I work with a manufacturing software provider, it's the same, right? It's what do you share? How do you share it? How do you create groundswell? How do you get people to engage on these platforms? And there's not many people that do it and want to do it. And a lot of people are dismissive, like you're saying at the trade show.
Yeah.
And it's a myriad of reasons, and they're all wrong, right? They're wrong. If you're at a trade show and it's crickets, it's like, well, where is everybody? Well, everyone's not at a trade show. Everyone is doing other things online. And just like today, we're talking with people all over the world, and I didn't leave my office. You didn't
Right?
leave your house. I'm sure everyone, if you ask the question, how many people are actually in the office? I think maybe Whitney with Welker, because she's, close to her office and, but other people are not in an office. They're home,
Mm.
so but yeah, I'm honored to be a guest. I'm glad that we kept it on the wraps, and I'm pleased to support you no matter when you need me. So Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Um, John, I'd like you to tell people what it was like for you before you and I had the conversation earlier this year. What was it like? How did you show up on LinkedIn?
Oh my goodness. To put it quite frankly, I was a mess. I really wasn't how I thought I was showing up was how I thought I needed to. So what I mean by that is, and you hit me between the eyes because you're the one that articulated that your LinkedIn profile is about the person, not the company.
Mm,
So what was happening was I was not only trying to build my own personal brand, but I was also showcasing myself as my professional brand and company. And it was just a mess because it was confusing people. I didn't have a clear CTA. I didn't have a clear identity. Forget the moniker. I just didn't have, no one knew what to do. Profile visits were down, engagement was down.
mm,
And I was like, but I'm doing everything right from a brand perspective. Like, I have years in the business. I have to be doing this right. But then we connected and it was within 5 minutes. You were just like, I don't like anything about your profile. I don't like anything about what you're doing and how you're showing up. And I'm
Really
like,
like that.
but you were so nice about it. And you were just like, I hate everything in the most, I don't know, passive aggressive way possible. And I was like, oh, wow. I was like, but it was enlightening because I got it. And as soon as you pointed out, from I think the only thing you liked was my headshot. And you're like, it's the only thing because it's me. Like, you'd see me. But everything else, you're like, all right, let's start at the top. And it was like, your background image. I understand it. No one else does. That needs to change. Your headline, your about section, your CTA, what you need to do. And I was just like sitting there. I'm like, I didn't want to cry, but at the same time, I was like, okay, I'm doing a lot wrong. And it wasn't wrong for like a week. This was like a quarter of the year.
Mhm.
And but I would say is that brutal transparency and that changes that I made as a result of our conversation, I was able to 5x my profile visits. I was able to 5x my engagement, my impressions, and things like that to where it wasn't even hard. I didn't need to change anything. All I needed to do was change how I was showing up and what people saw when they visited my profile, which I like to say is my digital storefront. And I
Mhm.
know it's the same. Welker mentioned it. My LinkedIn profile is my e-commerce site. It's my digital storefront 24/7, 365. It's running. It's
Mhm.
there. And I needed to just be there and have people to engage with me the way I want to be engaged with and just be on. And subtle changes led to a world of difference, Ingor. And, I'm happy to share the before and afters, because it's really eye opening to go about it. But I think the other piece is you know experts on LinkedIn. I'm going to 10x everything. It's like you don't really need to 10x things. You just need to look at making sure we'll call it your digital house is clean, right? You're just when people show up your profile, do you have a way for them to connect with you? Do you
Yes.
engage with them? And one of the things that I think even Dave Kreisler and I have spoken about is if you visit our profile, I will message you. I equate that to when you walk into a store and you're greeted.
Yeah.
That's just commonplace. It's just what you do.
Yeah.
And if you don't, think about it as someone walks into your store and you slam the door and say, no, no, get out. I don't want you. But if you greet them, you can engage them. And if they're even, if I had plenty of conversations where people are like, oh, just passing through, just, your name came up and it's like, fine, whatever, something happened. But then I go and connect the dots because I'm insane like that. And I go back and look at like, oh, this individual was on Ingor's live and we were in the comments and they were in the audience, they were lurking. I get it now.
Yeah.
So then I can message back and continue those conversations. But again, it's all about getting that relationship going because you took the time to visit my profile. I want to know if there's a way I can help you, if there's something I can do for you,
Mhm.
or like I said, just passing through. That's why we're doing these things. It's the same thing at a trade show. I come by the booth, you walk up to me, I'm going to engage you. I'm not going to go,
Yes.
pull the resume. You're going to welcome them. So do it online. Like, well, I don't know what the problem is, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people just can't get by it.
Um. Wow. Okay. Let's hold on. Hold on. Okay, John, you need to tell people why I told you this, right? Like, because everybody's going to say, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to know. So, everyone, just so that you know, John reached out to me during a live show and asked me for feedback.
Hmm.
And I said, okay, let's get on a call and I'll walk through your profile and we'll see what I think of it. And it was like I don't. So what I like to do it live so that you see my reaction, and you see what I think, not just you know um, something that I just quickly put together. No, like I walked through his profile live with him, and I gave him feedback.
Uh-huh.
And I will tell you. So next week we're going to be talking about. Let me see. I'm going to put us back into this. So next week we'll be talking about the foundation of LinkedIn and connecting on LinkedIn. And full disclosure, your foundation is your profile. And that's what it
Hmm.
is really like. If you think about building your house, you need a foundation before you can go ahead and erect walls, before you can put up your doors and your window frames, right? So when it comes to LinkedIn, before you can go and comment and engage and connect with other people, you need to make sure that you are showing up correctly. It's like, the difference between going to an interview dressed up properly, professionally, compared to wearing your sweats or your workout wear, right? That's what it is.
Hmm.
So thank you, John. I wanted to be able to show, not just tell people why it's important,
Hmm.
because anybody can say, you know what, like, yes, you need to show up on LinkedIn, but if you're not coming correct, nobody's going to take you seriously.
Yeah. And yes, you are correct. I did ask for the feedback. And
Yes.
at first, when you started the live, I was like, "Oh man," I was like, "This is really gonna break me down today," but it was worth it, right?
Oh,
I think what you say in response to my comments is like I take feedback and I apply it, right? Like I
yes.
don't. I always learn. I don't take it personally. Like I said, I joke about it, but it was true. It was the harsh truth. It's the same way as when you ask for feedback. You got to be prepared. It's not going to be, "Oh, you're doing everything great. It's amazing." Like you need to learn, you need to grow, you need to tear it down to rebuild it back better.
Yes.
And I
And
think there's one question there, digital house. It's exactly what we just said. If you go to my profile, my links are working, my website is correct, my profile is recent. Anything that I've done in the community, my featured section is recent. It's not from 3 years ago. There's no typos. And it's the same thing of if I bring you to a place. So another one is like a Linktree account or one of those things. And if you don't have things operational, if things are broken, or if they're dormant, right? Like I would never point you to my YouTube page because there's nothing there. But other people doing their research, they're going to look at all those things. They're going to click through on these things. So your
yeah,
digital house is how you're showing up. Do that audit. Take that time because as people are doing their research, the silliest things are going to disqualify you. Think about a resume. If you're
yes,
a hiring manager and you send, or I'm a hiring manager, if you send me a resume with a typo, not going to read any further,
right?
right? So same thing. If your LinkedIn profile is a mess, there's no clear CTA, there's a typo, a link is broken, that speaks to you as the person they're researching. So you are de facto guilty by association. So if your profile is sloppy, that means your company doesn't care. Then your company's sloppy, and that just ruins all the credibility in the world. So
Yeah.
you have to look at these things. I just updated my LinkedIn profile header image. I didn't change it that much, Ingor, but I wanted to change it up because it was getting stale, and I had some free time, so I changed it a little bit. But those are the types of things that individuals don't recognize when they go on these digital platforms of how am I really showing up on here, and where can I make improvements, where can I make updates. And like I said, another piece of feedback was doing these events or attending these networking pieces where I'm speaking, I added them to my featured section because no one wants to see a product sheet. No one wants to see a product video. They want to see me and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it.
Yes.
So that's exactly what I did. And it didn't, let me put it this way. It took me 5 minutes to update my featured section because all my speaking engagements, training courses where I've been, I have bookmarked because
Mm.
I want to refer back to them quickly. So I've made that easier for you to find me. And of course, I lead with where the hunt relationships came from. I have to continue that credibility of where that came from and where it all started. And
Yeah.
then right there is when I spoke with Carl and Charlene on a session. I'm waiting for the link when I spoke with them a week and a half ago. That's going to go right there. And that's just plenty of time there.
What about when you spoke with me? I don't see that here.
You got to scroll. You got to scroll to the side. I'm there. We're there. I think I even have the one when I was on the beach for your
Oh, that's
anniversary show.
awesome. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I want you to get right. So
Yeah.
if you are on my LinkedIn profile, see it's there. There it is. You know what it is? You need to have me on again. This way I can put you to the top, right?
Okay.
But at the same time, like think about it as
Mm.
you didn't even get to the bottom of my profile where the certifications are in the about
Yeah.
section, and there are hours of content and credibility boosters and authenticity and things that where I'm going to show up and be, and you just got right below the fold. So if anyone's looking for me or wants to see what I do and how I do it as either a professional, when I'm
Mhm.
doing my day job as a dad or whether I'm doing my day job as a marketer, I'm not making it hard for you to find out. It's all
Yeah.
right there, open book.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you. I want to be cognizant of everyone's time because we're almost approaching the top of the hour. But I want to also just acknowledge some comments. Katie says, "Oh, I'm so ashamed now. I don't have any of those things." But Katie, that's why you're here, so you can learn and improve on those things, right?
yep.
And all of you, that's what I'm hoping you're gonna get from this session, is just to be aware, first of all, why we should be showing up on LinkedIn. And then also, I wanted to show you somebody who really took what I said and implemented it. Because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink,
Hmm.
right? And you drank the water that I gave you, John. And I'm so glad to know about the success that you're having. And I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud
I
of you.
appreciate it. And I appreciate that.
Thank you. So Whitney says, John, do you have a schedule so you go back regularly to go through your digital house?
Yeah, it's monthly. At the bare minimum, it's monthly. I go through and look at everything, because things are changing so quickly. Like there's so much research being done, things change so quickly, and I ask a lot of questions. To kind of when I'm on calls with either customers or prospects. But
Yeah.
plain and simple, like on a monthly basis, you're going to see changes across my digital house, and it doesn't have to be sweeping changes. Like I said, I changed my profile photo, my headshot. I changed my background and put a white box to just pop out my website, and I
Nice.
saw a lift from it within a week. So you
Nice.
don't have to do so much, and you don't have to put days.
Yeah.
Dedicate a half hour. Get whatever you can done in a half hour and move on. And
Yeah.
that's what we can do.
Yes. Whitney also says, I hate going to a company's website, clicking on these social icons, and then having them not go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. It's a big problem.
Yeah. Alice is saying, the big question is how to come correct. Well, Alice, if you tune in next week, I will be talking about that. So come to next week's session at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll talk to you about how to come correct. Would you? Katie says also your digital presence is your credibility and social proof.
Mm-hmm.
John, here's a comment for us. Could you please read it?
Hi, John and Ingor. Sorry I'm late. My name is Nigel T. Packer. I'm based in South Wales, UK. In the interest of good networking, my LinkedIn profile, please follow or connect. I look forward to our conversation and your news in my feed. There it
Awesome.
is. There it
That's
is.
part of coming correct, right?
Yeah. And
Hello.
Nigel is amazing.
Yes.
Another amazing member of my community and our community. It's fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you, Nigel, for being here. Awesome to see you. Katie is asking if I have an outline for the next session. Well, the next session I will be talking about the foundation, how to have a look at your profile, and I'll go through a profile or a few profiles and just give you the highlights, tell you, and if you want, if you're open to it, send me a message and I'll do yours live. I know I've done it with Whitney already. Um, Let me know if there's anyone that's on the session that would like me to do theirs live. I'll just give you a few pointers as to how to do it, and then you need to implement it so that you can
Mm-hmm.
show up correctly. So yeah, thank you to you, John. It's always a pleasure having a conversation with you, and thank you to you if you're watching live, and if you're catching the replay. Um, I appreciate you. Let's keep on celebrating manufacturing, not just for October, but for the rest of the year. Why not? Please know also that I will be actually hosting a manufacturing panel on Friday to talk about manufacturing and networking. I haven't scheduled it yet, so don't look for it. I will be scheduling it later today. But yes, let's celebrate manufacturing and the impact that it's making on all of our lives. Katie and I had a discussion with our friends Russ and Scott earlier, and I hope, Katie, you're not mad. I stole your thunder. But if you think about manufacturing, it touches our lives every day, all day, from the toothbrush that you use to brush your teeth in the morning, to a water bottle that you're going to drink from, to a screw that's holding your computer or your desk together. Manufacturing touches all of our lives. Thank you to our friends at M&I for putting this amazing event together. We appreciate you and we're so glad to be part of your circle. Katie, you are definitely worthy of the title of Manufacturing Hype Girl. Um, Amazing to have you. And thank you again, John. You are like
Pleasure.
amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm so glad. So
It's a
glad.
pleasure. This is a great session, and I'm looking forward to the rest because, like I said, I'm constantly learning, and you're one of the best. So, cheers to your success, and can't wait to learn more.
Thank you, my friend. Okay, everyone. See you back here next week for another episode of Leveraging LinkedIn with the Networking Ninja. Take care and be blessed.